Hey friends, I hope you're doing really well today. This is Tracy Brown, and my team and I of non-diet dietitians provide trauma-informed care so you can feel safer in your skin. So I know I'm a little late getting this video out this week with U.S. had a holiday, so yeah, it's just a little bit late getting to you all. But I was thinking a lot since so many people are transitioning into school, new work schedules, new lots of things, that it's really hard to sometimes get your bearings on how to feed yourself. And now we've been talking a lot about this theme about, between nervous system health regulation and getting your mind, kind of deprogrammed around that you can be your own nutrition expert, all those kind of really good things we talk about. But one of the really practical things that I know I have to personally implement, and maybe this will help you too, is how we actually keep our schedules. And I'm just going to grab my book here. I won't read you what's on my book, but, this thing, I do keep an old school thing. I don't really do too much digital stuff, only because the way my mind works, the way I learn, is that I do need to write to make it feel more real and to conceptualize not just like how I'm going to do my work, how I do my downtime, even when I'm going to get my groceries. And I don't micromanage things. I have blocks. And so that's what I want to talk about is, do you think, and this is just a question, it doesn't mean this is what you should do, because there's so many different kinds of ways to help you get food on the table. And it really does take into account our energy levels. That's, to me, the most important thing is our capacity to do the food thing, right? So if you look at your schedule and you recognize that certain days they're longer, they're harder for whatever reason, those may not be your days that you get the groceries. Those may not be the days you cook the most complex food, the most food. But maybe you see some days on your schedule that you've kind of blocked and you're like, okay, so the days I'm going to do most of my cooking, for me personally, I'll just share that I cook Monday, Wednesdays, Friday, and one of the weekend days. So I probably cook 4 to 5 days out of the week. And then honestly, probably 4. And then we use a lot of leftovers. We eat out at least once as well. And some of even the days at home, those will be, I call easy days, where it might be something that I've pre-made and frozen, or it's a frozen thing, or I really try to look at the week. I keep looking back at this because I can tell you, I can look at my schedule and tell you the days where I will have more capacity to cook. I tend to get groceries on one certain day, which means the night before I plan those as well, with some wiggle room. I usually try to have 2 possible days I can get the groceries because stuff happens. I don't want to be super rigid. But if I can't get groceries, my first choice, I have a second choice, and I try to run other errands around that and do the things that way I can optimize my time as well. And so that means usually the day before the ideal one, I'll kind of put my list together, and that really depends on looking around, taking, honestly, that day as well, you're going to want to take probably 30 minutes. Maybe you need an hour, and to take that much time to look around your freezers, cabinets, fridge, what you're running out of that are your staples, as well as maybe if you're in the mode right now trying to add more variety and diversity into your food, that means you're looking at a recipe, you're checking with the people that you might live with, if you live with anyone, to see what their preferences are right now. So I know this sounds not super exciting, this way of doing things, but I got to tell you that this is what I see be very, very successful for the people we work with, is being willing to take the time to plan, and not in a diet culture-y kind of way, but just plan to get your needs met. And that's literally what we call it, plan to get your needs met. And that free frame seems to help a lot to I wish it was just all our food always just often people tell us if food was just in front of me, I would do it. Sorry about that. Person at the door. But if the food was just in front of them, they would totally do it. But that's not the case for pretty much all of us. So we kind of have to roll up our sleeves a bit. And that could be taking the time to slow down. if you're at a different spot where you need everything delivered still, that's totally fine. When I say still, I don't mean that that's a bad thing. That's exactly what you need to be doing. If it needs to be meal delivery and faster things and eventually build up your capacity to do more, that's a great idea as well. So that also takes some planning, because you want to think about how you want to utilize your food. So I hope this video was helpful. I know it's a little practical, pragmatic, and maybe some of you love that. Some of you are like, yeah, I already do that. Just so you know, if you're having struggles in other parts of your life, I recommend this way of doing things, like doing a block schedule and setting aside the time for that planning. Set aside that time for the preemptive measures that would make your life a little easier and hopefully more enjoyable. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.